what's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, just finished here at Tottenham Stadium. Tottenham 1, Brentford 3. And you know what? It was a really good first half. I thought Spurs came out really well. I thought Bissouma was running things from the middle of the park. Dan Juma was making some really nice runs in behind.
Yep.
And we got the goal. Harry Kane, Kulusevski lays it off for a free kick, and what a finish that was from Harry Kane.
Brilliant goal.
I mean, look, let's start off with the positives, I guess. What was your assessment of that first half?
Well, it's nice to see a different formation. You can see it was a different formation. It was nice to see he try something different. Dan Juma getting his first start, which we haven't seen. A lot of fans have been calling for him to start. He finally started. He was showing some good runs, like what he kind of does is direct running and stuff like that. Running into space. They were just kind of missing him. He had an opportunity in the first half. And it looked positive. It looked like, okay, we've got something to work on in the second half. And yeah, it was good. You feel like, okay, there might be more to this game. There might just be more. Final day, maybe the players have got it in them to kind of motivate themselves.
It seemed like that.
It seemed like that, but then the second half comes. And
I mean, I said it to you just before the first half. I was like, look, this has been our good half. What's going to happen in the second half?
You literally said it to me just as the first half finished. And I was like, oh, we'll see. And then look, you proved us right again, and it's just same old Tottenham we've seen all season. One half Tottenham, absolutely shambolic. They come out and it was like they would already finished the game. It was like they just didn't want to be there. No concentration. The first goal, you kind of saw in that moment of that phase of play, you could see it. You could see it just going in. It was like they walked it into the back of the net.
Yeah.
And then it was 1-1. And then
so many gaps in those defence. Like our centre backs were so far away from each other.
Terrible.
The full-backs were so far away from them, and it was so easy. And it's like, I'm looking at it, like every goal we concede now, it just seems just so easy.
Yeah, it's too easy. It's like what I see as well all the time is the fact that there is literally no communication whatsoever. Yeah. It's like that you see them sometimes, the players, right? You see sometimes two of them go for the ball, and it's like one of you go for him, one of you mark the open space. You're leaving all this space open for the other players to come behind. And you see it time and time again. And sometimes there was moments in that second half where you saw Brentford attacking, and there's like 4 Tottenham players around them. One player. It's like, come on, it only takes one of you to go to do your job. And if one of you is doing your job properly, you won't need to. And what it does is it draws all the players around them, and it opens up so much space for them. And it makes it look so easy. It makes us look like schoolboys. Like I've seen better Sunday League performances than that.
And it's like everyone feared the worst when they saw the lineup and didn't see Romero. I mean, I don't know where Romero was today. He wasn't even on the bench.
That was a strange one.
Must have got injured or something, but I was thinking to myself, like, with that defence we've got on show, we had Davis at left back, we had Emerson right back, and Longley and Sanchez in the middle. Out of those 4 players, I only want to see one of them be here next season, and Emerson Royale, the other 3. So you kind of expected a defensive shit show, and after that first half, how they held it together a bit, it was always going to come to that second half, wasn't it?
It was, and you could see it as well. Like, like we said before, right? We're a one-half team this season. That's always been the case. I mean, we're saying sometimes.
What do we put that down to, though? I don't get it.
I told you, they must be eating curries or something in half time or at the beginning of the game. They choose which moment they have their curry and then they fucking fall asleep. It's terrible, man. I don't know what it is, because we've now had 3 different managers and it's the same stuff. It's like whoever we have, I think what it boils down to at the end of the day is just the players are just not to the level that we require at this club to be even in a top 4 race. At the moment, I've said it so much this season that this club, where it is right now, if anything, they're worse than where they are right now. I think they're overachieving how bad they really are.
Shows what a miracle Antonio Conte produced last season.
This is what I've been saying. It shows exactly the miracle he produced. Like, he completely overachieved, because if you look at what happened before Conte, right? We were going down and down in terms of our league positions where we were finishing. Yeah. We finished 7th before he came in, and then he miraculously somehow managed to get a tune out of these players for half the season. And that's what these players are worth. They're only half a season players at best. And because they're just not good enough, because the problem with these players is so many times over the years, some of them, Sanchez, Dyers, Davises, all these type of players, they lack the concentration in so much of the season. And you can see it. It's like sometimes they perform and they're like, wow, where's this been? And other times you're like, okay, now we see they're at a true level. And that's the problem. It's the consistency of performing at that higher level.
Anyone can perform on a one-off occasion.
Of course they can, but it's doing it over a consistent basis over a whole season, and that's been our problem. And we've seen it today again, where so many of those same players are making the same mistakes. No concentration, no communication, so much space. And then sometimes they're just standing off the defenders, are standing off the attackers. And it's like, come on, man, go to him, put the pressure on him, try and jockey him away from the goal. And they just stand there, and it's like come to us and you just run through us. And they did for the second goal when they scored their second goal. It was exactly like that, and it's just. I think every Spurs fan right now, they just want the season to be done. Yeah. I think so many Spurs fans don't care what happens at the end of the season. They just want to see what the club is going to do in the summer.
What's there to care about? I mean, Europa League is completely done and dusted now. So you're hearing it now. Conference League, like, who cares about being in the Conference League?
Do you know what? I really hope Aston Villa get some points today against Liverpool and go above us. Because honestly, for me, I want to finish 8th this season outside of any European football, because I think if we're going to have a season where we're going to need to build, we need someone like an Arne Slot who's going to come in and understand what it takes to manage in the Premier League and not have the distractions of going to these absolutely random countries so far away. Because number one, we don't have a squad big enough and good enough, right? And I don't want to see Harry Kane go to another country and then get injured and we don't have him for the Premier League. I just want to see someone like Arne Slot maybe come in, let him understand what the Premier League is about, start to get his players in, get rid of the deadwood from this club, and start to build something. And then hopefully we can start seeing the improvements on the pitch.
He'll value that time on the training ground, won't he?
Yeah, 100%. I just think, that's exactly it. It's the time on the training ground, because you've seen it when managers have had that time. Conte is a prime example. When he had one game a week, you could see what he was doing on the training ground. It was working. But the reason why it fell off with Conte is, number one, we don't have the squad big enough. And we've had injuries to some of our key players this season, on top of some players being out of form. Even Harry Kane this season, he hasn't been great, but he's still scoring the goals. His numbers
27 goals this season.
His numbers are proving incredible, and it just goes to show the detriment of how important he is to Tottenham and how good he is as a football player for us, and how important he is. Because if you take him out of the team this season, and we're 15th, 16th in the table, we're in that relegation battle. So. Look, I think everyone wants the season to end now. I just want it done. Let's just get out. Hopefully, for me, finish 8th in the table, and then let's see what they decide to do in the summer. I think that's. I mean, for you, how do you feel about that after today?
Look, I just feel completely disconnected at the moment to this football club. Where I just feel like, what is the point of coming here and watching this kind of stuff? We've got nothing to fight for. They're playing like we got nothing to fight for. Second half was absolutely shambolic display. I mean, that third goal we conceded today, Ollie Skip, just dawdling on the edge of the area.
You can see it happening.
Just dawdling on the edge of the area. He gets robbed on the pitch, and one pass, they're in goal, 3-1. And how do you lose 3-1 to Brentford at home?
Leadership
when you're a team like Tottenham,
skipping the leadership room,
my arse, you know what I mean?
How do we lose 3-1 like this? In the manner that we lost today.
It's madness, it really is.
And do you know what the worst thing about it is? That Brentford didn't even perform well.
They didn't absolutely, I know. Ivan Toney's just been banned for 8 months.
They didn't play
their best player.
Yeah, their best player. They didn't play well, and we still concede 3 goals.
Absolute shambles, shambles. But you know what? We've got a lovely stadium to watch this football. Lovely stadium.
Do you know what, Ben? Do you know what? I can't wait for the go-kart track. Because I might actually win a trophy in a race. And I can't wait to go for scuba diving, because the last time I scuba dived was when I was travelling 4 years ago. So
they got an underground sea or something under the stadium?
The sports centre, aren't they, with a scuba diving tank. So I'm looking forward to scuba diving.
God, oh my God. And they're about to announce their end of season's awards. I mean, it should just be Harry Kane should just come out by himself.
I don't want to see anyone else, to be honest with you. Harry Kane's the only one. And again, he was the only one that came around to clap in the South. Once again. It shows how amazing this guy is, and how he's managed to keep up with it for so long. And personally, on Harry Kane though, I don't think he's going to leave this summer, because
he won't be allowed to.
I don't think he'll be allowed to. That's what it comes down to, and I think he knows that as well. But the ball's in his court now, because he knows. Okay, all right, fine. You're not going to tell me. I'll do one more season, and I'll go on my own terms. I'll go for free, and that's what I think will happen.
Well, there you have it. The depressing life of a Tottenham fan, but. Welcome back, Daddy. Welcome back to London.
Thanks for being back to London. Shame it's on a shit show day like this, but nice to see all of you guys and friends here again. So, what can we say? It's just the same old Tottenham. All
right, well, big up, Danny. We'll see you all very soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, Spurs.